Videos about finances, how to increase your savings, how to reduce your debt, and how to handle your finances better, I guess. I share my experiences, I share stories from my life, from my experiences and the experiences of the people around me. So I would like for you to subscribe by clicking the red subscribe button below and join the cool kids, and join and support me by following me on Instagram as well, and sharing this video and other videos to your friends. So now that that advert is over, you're already locked in, you're already my friend. Don't click away, stay with me. So on today's episode, I will be talking about insurance. So, quick story. I filmed a video before on this same topic, and you guys, I said insurances the whole time. Something in me kept saying there is nothing called insurances, but I was like, no, I understand English. Yes, I'm going to insurances. And then I was just like, you know what, let me make a new video, because who knows, that video might get to the Prince of England and he might want to marry me. Wait, they are all married. Sorry, can get to the Emir of anyway, and they want to marry me, and they will just hear insurances. They'll just be like, no, no, no. So I decided to come on here, film another video, and let's get into it. So there are so many different kind of insurance, and if you go anywhere, your car, your house, anything you buy, especially in America, I don't know if it's the same for other countries, they try to like just choke you with insurance. You buy pencil, you insure furniture, your phone, everything. So I will talk about the different types, some of the different types, and tell you the ones that I have and the ones that I think are important. The first one that I want to talk about is health insurance. I think, in my opinion, this is the most important insurance to have, because we're all healthy, and God forbid something might happen, and or even before something happens, I find that when I have insurance, anytime I feel symptoms, I have more courage and boldness to go to the doctor's office to check, just to be sure that everything is fine. But if I don't have insurance, just going to an emergency room or going to a doctor's office scares me a lot, because I'm like, I don't know how much they're going to charge, I don't know if I have enough money, and things like that. You want to get health insurance no matter how small, how high deductible is or low deductible is. Now, depending on your particular situation, like I have back pain, so I have to see a chiropractor, and I know that ahead of time. So when I'm picking plans, I'm on the lookout for plans that have low deductibles for chiropractors. So you just have to apply that to your case. If you have any issues that come up once in a while, or you have any kind of situation, and I ultimately hope that you get healed. That's the prayer and that's the hope. But while that is in process, I would encourage everyone of every age to get health insurance. The second one is electronic insurance. So the insurance that you're offered to at Best Buy, at Walmart, if you buy furniture, your phone, to basically cover for loss. Some cover loss, some cover theft. What am I talking about? Some cover loss and theft, and some cover only damage. If you can get both, that's the best to get. But what I do, because that can be very expensive, is that I have a renter's insurance, or you have a mortgage insurance, and then you can, if you buy like big ticketed items, if they ever get missing, you can buy the repair insurance from like your mobile carrier or the store that you're buying the electronic from. But for very, very expensive items, drones, cameras, things that cost a lot of money, just make sure that you have renters or mortgage insurance. That way, if it ever gets missing, you can file a claim with your renter's insurance. Bam. The other type of insurance is life insurance. So this is kind of similar, but it's not the same as the previous one. But life insurance basically covers you up to, I believe, $100,000 or $1 million if you were to pass away. I think you can pick the plan that you want. So they reimburse your family member or whoever is the next of kin, and they're able to use that to take care of the family, because I know friends whose maybe dads or the breadwinner of their family pass away, and the other partner is just clueless. They don't have anything to take care of the kids. They don't have any plans to like make sure the kids are well and taken care of. You don't want this to happen to you. I don't, honestly, it doesn't matter to me what your age is. I think that everyone, like if I have a child today, I'm getting life insurance today. I have life insurance and I don't have a child. It's just, I don't want, like, God forbid, if anything happens to me, I don't want anyone to have to go through like financial stress, which is how everyone should be thinking. I know it's not what you desire, it's not what should happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I pray it doesn't happen. But let's be realistic. Honestly, somebody has to talk about these things, because I see that happen a lot. Like, I'm from Nigeria and I see it happen a whole lot, where the wife or the husband is just clueless. There is no money to spend. The kids are not able to continue to go to school. Now you have to take them from like private schools and take them to public, things like that. You don't need any of that. That's not to say public schools are bad, because I don't want anybody taking me out of context, but it's just to make sure that your desire for your kid is still able to happen if you're no longer there. So yeah. The next type of insurance is travel insurance. So this insurance, I'm sure you've seen when you're trying to buy a ticket online. They offer you, and it's usually between $18 to like $50 depending on the cost of your ticket. So sometimes I get it, and the way that I think is, if I'm buying a cheap ticket below $100, I don't need to insure it, because if I miss my flight, I'm able to swipe my card and just, buy another flight. But if I buy a return ticket to Dubai, or just an expensive ticket, I'm insuring it for 25 or however many dollars, so that in case something happens, there's an emergency, I can travel. I fall sick, I can travel. I have to go to work, I can travel. I miss my flight. These plans actually cover you up to 100%. So they pay you back whatever you paid for the ticket, or they allow you to reschedule another flight, which is beneficial. It happened to me once. I know I said it in a different video, and I was stuck at the airport and I was upset. I had to pay out of pocket. It was annoying. So you don't want that to happen to you. So if you consider your flight an expensive flight, I encourage you to go ahead and just buy the travel insurance. Insurance that I just heard about like a couple months ago, which is the cancer insurance. So it covers you in the event that you have cancer. It covers the treatment, the chemotherapy, and all those kind of things. And I really would encourage like an older person, or if you're prone to cancer, so if you've had cancer in like your family and things like that, I would encourage you to get it, just because again, it's cheap. It's like $3 or $5 a month, but it's helpful if you ever need to use it. I know this topic is very, very hard to talk about, and I already feel somehow just talking about it, but somebody has to talk about it, because things happen, and these things happen, and you're not better than the other person who happens to have cancer and is dealing with that situation. So yeah, I think everybody should just be responsible, make better decisions, and protect themselves. There's also tire and wheel protection insurance. So this covers your tires and your wheels. Let's say you get into an accident, or a hole enters your tires, or you run into a curb and your wheels break and you have to replace it. These things are very expensive. Cool story too. The third type of insurance that I encourage you to get is car insurance. So if you have a car, you already know what this is. There are two types of car insurance. There is the comprehensive insurance and there's the liability. The comprehensive covers if, God forbid, you hit a car or property, you are able to file a claim to replace or repair your car and the other person's car. For liability insurance, it just takes care of the other person's insurance. So if you have, in all cases, I would say get the comprehensive insurance, but to be realistic, not everyone can afford that high premium every month. So if you have a car that is above, I would say $8,000, get comprehensive, so that in the case that your car was totaled, you get a replacement or at least some money for the value of the car. But if you have a car worth maybe $2,000 or $3,000, you might be willing to take the risk of getting a third party or a liability car insurance. But get one anyway. I think it's even illegal not to have one. So yeah, there you go. The other type of insurance is the funeral insurance. I know nobody wants to die, and especially like people who are religious and people who are Nigerians. And if you now combine both, that combination is crazy. But anytime death is brought up, people are quick to say, God forbid, I won't die but live to declare the glory of the Lord. And that is my desire for you. But again, realistically, if you're a Christian, you know that birth and death are both natural occurrences, and they happen whether we like it or not. And I'm sure you've had a friend or like a friend's parent or a friend's siblings pass away. So this insurance basically covers for the cost of your funeral. I know that you may have seen one or two like emails or text messages or GoFundMe accounts to raise money to bury your loved one. I personally think that it's a lot of pain to deal with, to mourn someone who just passed away, and then to have to deal with the financial aspect. And in the United States, it costs almost $20,000 to bury someone, from the embalming to like mortuary and just things like that. It's just super expensive, and it's super unnecessary for the family of the late person to go through. So I would encourage, especially people who are married, who have kids, or people who have people dependent on them, and people who are older. I say older, I mean 40s, 50s, 60s, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that 50 is old enough to die, but I'm just saying that you're older than me, so just get it. It doesn't mean anything. It's not going to jinx anything, because I believe that nothing happens without, God letting it happen. And if you're a Christian or a Muslim, or you just trust God, whatever you believe in, you should know that nothing happens by faith. I lost count, but that would be the next type of insurance that I would encourage you